Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to ATR's War, Bedlam Media's premier wrestling podcast covering AEW to WWE. I am Sam the SLB, future governor of NXT, and co-host of ATR's War, ATR as in Son. And joining me today is the man behind X, Wrestling's Nostradamus, Scott.
We got lots to talk about, especially with the two-night SummerSlam and the very interesting things that have happened this week.
And also joining us is the third man, the man in black, the main recipient and beneficiary of the Clone Ethan 2026 campaign, and my co-host from ATR Rise and Sun, Ethan.
Hi.
And of course, current Bedlam Media champion. I don't know how I missed that.
My God. Yes, we get it, Sam. Yeah, let's just talk about, I'm pretty excited to talk about this controversial.
All right. And then rounding out the cast, joining us once again, full-time, the confident Kookaburra, the man with all the stats, John the Statman.
I love it. I love it.
Back, John.
Once you started talking, I said, "Wait a minute." That's exactly who I am.
I remember we did this last time. I would change it every single show, and I'm like, I can't not do that now.
Yep.
Oh. Guys, before we begin, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and TikTok. Guys, we are less than 10 away as of recording from a 500 on TikTok. Really pushing this. I hate short form content, but I know you do. So go follow us, like, share, subscribe. SummerSlam. Little late on this one, guys. A lot was going on. We're going to talk SummerSlam. We're going to talk about the two-night PLEs, and we definitely are going to touch base on the ESPN conversation. But don't forget, guys, shortly after this drops in the next within the next week, we will have our picks for Forbidden Door. Forbidden Door is going to happen this coming Saturday. Just so everyone knows here, we are dropping this on Monday.
And Heatwave.
And Heatwave, of course. So picks will be out. Show will be going on. Ethan, let's kick us off before we begin. Let's go through the results from SummerSlam, and we want to get the official Ethan pick for each match.
So do you ever read off both Saturday and Sunday and do my reigns after? Or from each night?
I want you to do Saturday and Sunday and then do your ratings while you do the at the same time.
Okay, single point. Fucking asshole. Okay, got Saturday with tag team matches. The Tribal Heat of Roman Reigns and Jey Uso defeating the Braun Breaker, Braun Reed at 21 minutes and 4 seconds. Women's tag title match, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. Look at that. It took me 2 tries, but I finally got this match right. Defeating the champions Judgment Day at 13 minutes and 36 seconds. Sami Zayn defeating Karen Cross 8 minutes and 10 seconds. Wow, that seems shorter than usual. Tiffany Sharp takes the women's title over Jade Cargill at 7 minutes and 4 seconds. I'll get to my reigns in a minute, but Sam has gotten all my feelings on this one. Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul defeating Jelly Roll and Randy Orton 17 minutes and 5 seconds. CM Punk defeating Gunther at 30 minutes and 19 seconds to win the world title for a whole 5 minutes. Then Seth Rollins cashes Money in the Bank. Scott, look at that. I mean, you got that right, buddy. At a whole 12 seconds to win the world title. So Tribal Heats, Braun 7 out of 10. Women's tag title match 6 out of 10. Same as Karen Cross 6 out of 10. Women's title match 6 out of 10. RKJ for Drew and Logan. I hated this match. 4 out of 10. I hated this. And the World Heavyweight title match, just combined both of them, 9 out of 10. Ethan pick. 1 of 4 in total, by the way. And then, SummerSlam Sunday. Let me get. So, Women's World title match. I'm glad this kicked the show off, honestly. This was an easy pick, by the way. Naomi retains the Women's World title over Io Sky 16 minutes and 21 seconds. Fatal 6-way tag title match. Jesus Christ. Y6 retains the tag titles with DIY, Ray Phoenix, and Andrade. Fraxium, Morrison Guns, and Street Profits at 16 minutes and 3 seconds. And a no count, no disqualification match for Women's Intercontinental title. Becky Lynch retains Lara Valkyria at 25 minutes and 5 seconds. So Score retains the U.S. title over Jake Foot 2 at 12 minutes 30 seconds inside of a steel cage. Let's be honest, we all know MFT was going to interfere. Let's just be honest here. And the Eddie Guerrero tribute match for the Intercontinental title. Dominic Mysterio retains for AJ Styles 10 minutes and 41 seconds. And the main event for the WWE. By the way, they dropped the undisputed part of the name, by the way.
Thank God.
They did that yesterday, I think. Well, as we're recording this. Cody Rhodes defeating John Cena at 37 minutes and 42 seconds. Women's World title match, Ethan pick 8 out of 10. Tag title match 8 out of 10, another Ethan pick. Women's Intercontinental title match 6 out of 10. U.S. title match 6 out of 10. Intercontinental title match 7 out of 10. And the WWE title match 9 out of 10.
All right. First and foremost, I guess we're going to ask, what did everyone think about this year's SummerSlam?
I enjoyed it. I thought night 2 was better than night 1. The sheer ridiculousness of night 2 with all the stipulations. But I gotta ask, and I know other people will have their opinions too. But for night 2, for night 1, Ethan, why did you not like the tag match? I thought Jelly did a good job. Yeah, he had some glaring things like, crossing the arms before you get jumped on. You're supposed to do that last second so it doesn't look as obvious, but whatever. It's your first time in the ring. I'll give you a pass. I thought he did all right. And he took the loss, which he even said later on that's what he wanted to do. And we're doing our picks. We're like, oh, celebrity, he's never going to lose. That's just how it works. They always put him over. And Jelly Roll said the same thing. He's like, so I want to lose so I can come back and at any time and take out Drew and or Logan. So I'm like, all right, I like that. My respect for him was already pretty high, and I just made it go even higher, especially from a wrestling standpoint. So I got to ask Ethan, what gives? Why were you not a fan?
I just did. I don't know. I thought it felt way longer than 17 minutes. I mean, I respect the hell of Jelly Roll for getting in the ring, watching all the wrestling that he can. He was at NXT. I just felt like I just couldn't get into it. I mean, I like the frog splash, but I just couldn't get into it. I thought even the first 5 minutes, I'm like, this is so fucking boring. I'm just gonna be honest.
Fair enough. All right.
I respect the Jelly Roll for getting in the ring, like Scott said. So, and taking a loss. That surprised me the most, honestly.
Yeah. Same. But no, that's a very valid reason. I was just curious. Like when you first sent us the message that you put a 4 out of 10, I was like, wait a minute. Besides the Bret Hart rating, I have to figure out why this is possible. So we're gonna talk about this on the show. But all right. I'll shut up now. You guys go ahead.
Well, Jelly Roll, what I'll say about him is even though I'm not a fan of his music, as far as in the ring, what I liked about what he had done up to his match was it seemed like as a celebrity, it was the opposite of like Travis Scott, for example. Like Jelly Roll actually seemed like he was trying his hardest.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to a celebrity like Travis Scott, which that that totally flopped, and thankfully they're retracting from that.
Yep.
So that's where I would say Jelly Roll should like get his props because he took it very seriously and he tried.
Yeah. This is so Scott and I, we watched this together. We ended up just we didn't stream, we just hopped on Restream and we're talking. And this is what I said, because Ashley actually was into it too. And I said, it's definitely somebody who is green. Very green.
Oh, yes.
You can tell he's green. But the thing is, he made sure he did, besides the hands over himself, I thought, yeah, it felt like somebody who was in a practice match. And you know what? We've all seen some ugly celebrity appearances in the ring. Want to talk about the Snoop Splash?
Jesus.
But Jelly Roll, there were, again, outside of him covering his arms the whole time he was waiting to get hit, he really just made sure he executed everything correctly, and he did a good job. His kicks were great. His frog splash was great. He took the bumps, and I get it. It's no, Meltzer 6-star match. It wasn't going to be what, some of these other matches were. But man, and I see where Ethan's coming from. It's like, yeah, 4 stars. It did last a little longer. I don't know. I thought Jelly Roll really showed, hey, I really want to do this. He wasn't going to be Logan Paul going in the ring the first time and be like, holy shit, dude. Right. He's also $299.
Yeah. Can we also talk about the fact that he dropped over 100 pounds to do this? Like,
yes.
And I was watching, what was it? I think they had interviews and they also did a press conference, but like a post-show interview with Triple H. And he had said that, with him and Jelly were out there. They were talking about like his first appearance, and then he's like, all right, I want to lose some weight because I really want to, I want to get in the ring. I want to do this. And then he lost like 100 pounds, and then he lost like another 40 or another 60, or it's just like, and then he got to 299 by the time, SummerSlam rolled around. I was like, holy shit, dude, like that's fantastic. And he still wants to lose more weight. So You never know. If that man comes back, he could be flying around the ring. So yeah.
Canadian
Rob-
Destroyers, baby.
Huh?
Canadian Destroyers.
Yeah.
He broke his pinky in the first day of training, and he came back the next day and punched Jackson in
Yep.
the face.
Just taped it up. He's like, all right, I'm ready. I'm like, there you go. All right.
Which I respect the hell, because people were good. I mean, a lot of people were shitting it way worse than I was. Like, I mean, I'll give General was really. He was probably. I laughed in the spot where he's like, "All right, I'm ready." No one's hype. He turns out Drew's just like right there. It's like, "Oh, hello." But I think he'll be back for another match with Logan. I think.
Yeah.
I think Sam and I were talking about this. I said WrestleMania, a one-on-one with Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Fucking put him in the Rumble, eliminate him.
Could be. You never know.
All
It'd be
right.
definitely a way to kick that off. So actually, that's a really good idea. Actually,
Thank you. I'll do quick notes. The opening match, I actually thought the Braun should have had them win. Need them win more than the Tribal Yeats. But I get it why it's Roman and Jay. But I think the Brauns needed it more personally.
makes sense.
But
Oh, go ahead, Sam.
But I think if my wrestling math is mathing, I was expecting the loss when I thought about it because let's go back to WrestleMania 31 when Seth Rollins won the title. Earlier that night, he lost against Orton. Why would you? Who would ever think that after a loss you'd want to go out there and Cash or somebody in your faction loses? Why would you want to go out there and do that? It made sense.
It's the same thing that we talked about before when I talked about Naomi. So when she lost to Jade back at Evolution, I'm like, I feel like she's gonna cash in her title, and then what did she end up doing? Exactly that. So yeah, the precedent is set for that. So that's honestly the main reason why I picked Jay and Roman to win, because I expected something to happen. Because while everybody else seemed to be fooled by Seth Rollins, I'm like, I've watched wrestling a long time now. I know a fake injury when I see it.
So, I guess we'll just get right into it because the rest of the card for night one was pretty good. I didn't realize how many people were actually legitimately upset about the cash in.
Right.
I had a feeling, and I know CM Punk's going to get the belt at some point. I don't know who or when.
We'll have it for more than 5 minutes. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It's part of the chase.
Yep.
They did fool me because I did do some reading. I heard Becky Lynch was not okay. She was actually very upset with Seth about going in all in on the injury. And then he told her daughter it was kayfabe. And I guess her daughter went to school. It's like, oh yeah, my daddy's lying. And you're like,
yep. Told the teacher the first thing after she says it. Like, God damn it, bro.
He went on the show and said that he's like, Daddy has a pretend boo boo. We'll keep it on the down low. First, it went to the preschool teacher.
Right. Yep. First day. They're like, God damn it.
Well, they tried too with some reel of him on crutches with his daughter, like walking down the street or something like that. Yeah,
yep.
Yeah.
They tried with it.
Yep.
It reminds me of. Do you remember Rise and Fall of ECW DVD? It always would come up the Sandman story angle where he got blind, where he was where he stayed home. He didn't do anything. He didn't talk to anybody. His wife answered the door. Really to give that. And again, I think. From what I remember, the reports were like, "Oh no, he's injured. Like he's injured." And then he came out, and Scott, I think he got us. Like he definitely got us because I remember Scott and I we were both like watching. So he's just coming out to kind of like prove a point. You're next when I'm ready. And then he turned around and he dropped them, and you could see Scott and my face just like, no,
Look at this real. Oh man, he did such a great job too. Like the hobble and everything coming out, and then turns around and Sam and I are watching this. We're like, is it gonna happen? No, he's turning around. No, he's gonna go back. It's not happening. And then he stops, and we're both like, and there go the crutches. We're like, ah!
Poor Paul Heyman had to fucking run down there with Seth, and he's like, wait.
I don't think Paul had to run too far.
No, I like how before the cash and the Gunther, by the way, best speedy recovery to Gunther. That was great. I mean, it could have cut a couple minutes, but I'm just nitpicking. But it was great. I mean, it's Gunther. He always has great matches. He rarely ever has shitty matches.
Yep.
But
Yep.
People love to shit on his character work to say that he really doesn't have it. But if you paid attention, after he bled, he seemed to be in a retreat mode. And he played it off real well because he knew he was injured. Like he kept holding his nose the whole time, and Punk would go after him, and he try to he was almost not really a coward, but like it was definitely more on a defensive side instead of his normal aggression, just chopping the shit out of whoever he's facing. So he's got plenty of character depth to him. Even though Bret Hart seems to hate him, but whatever.
You beat me to it. I was
Well, you'd think Bret Hart would like Gunther because he beat Goldberg.
I know, right?
he retired Goldberg.
That's
The
right, he
best
retired
way.
him, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, Brett's
Well,
like, I
what's also
retired,
great
no, he
about-
retired me.
What's also great about Gunther is that even the Goldberg match, he's the type of wrestler that he'll work around whoever he's facing. Like Goldberg, for example, just to talk about just quick Saturday night's main event picture, but like Goldberg, being an older guy, Gunther worked around that. He knew that Goldberg couldn't do as much in the ring with his age and everything like that. And did the same thing with CM Punk. CM Punk's not as old as Goldberg, but he's not a full timer anymore.
Right. He's
so
not a spry young chicken
Gunther,
either. So.
yeah, exactly. Gunther, he adapts really well to whoever he's facing, and that's what makes him a great wrestler too.
Yeah, no, I agree, 100%.
You know who wants to come out of retirement? The Undertaker. He said, "If I have something left in the tank, I want to face you." Tell Gunther, like, please stay retired.
Taker just needs to stay retired. We
No,
know what
no.
happened the last time. Somebody,
No, stay retired, brother.
you had the perfect last match. Don't. We're done. We're done here.
Yeah, so I want to hop over to night 2. We got some things to talk about here quickly. Like we said, I think night 2 was better. I would almost argue I felt like SummerSlam might have been slightly better than Mania.
Yes. No, I will agree.
I agree with that too.
The opening match with the women, incredible. Great match. The tag match. The only thing I said to Scott was it was a huge tag match, and then they started getting all these. Is this the match I'm thinking of where they had other people getting involved?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I was like, you already have a lot of people, so you need more people. It's almost like a battle royale at this point, but it is the Wyatt 6, so I guess it makes sense.
No, they're paying tribute to WrestleMania 17, Sam. Come on.
Yeah.
Becky and Lyra was, I thought, pretty good. It went a little longer than we expected.
Yeah, with Bayley getting herself involved was kind of, I don't know. I feel like if she would have stayed out of it, I feel like the match might have been a little better. But I don't know.
Poor Lyric.
Yes.
Lyric valedictorian here. Like this, they don't seem
Ricky Bella was
to
on the show.
They don't seem to know what to do with her, and it seems like they want to push her, but they don't because she gets beat, and her, I don't know. There's something. I don't think the people really take to old Lyric.
Well, I mean, they do the woos at the beginning, which they never did for a long time. So I mean, they're into at least the entrance. She's a great performer. It's just, you're right. I feel like she is a little bit, I don't want to say in the muck, but they don't really have. I don't know what they're going to do with her next now. I mean, unless she's going to, I don't know, have a bloodbath with Bayley to get out of her vortex, I guess, as she said, which immediately made me think of Chris Jericho. And I'm like, God damn it, I don't want to do that.
Hi, guys.
Yeah.
And
she can't challenge. She can't challenge for this title anymore after this. So
until Becky loses it. So
yeah,
but I don't see Becky losing it for a while because if she's gonna go with the whole Becky Hogan thing, which I love that her.
Oh, you got me, sister.
Her new Titantron is all like the red and yellows, and she's worn it
Oh,
a few
wow.
times. So it's kind of I like that she's leaning into that because everybody's calling her that now. But I don't know who's going to take it from Becky. But with Lyra, maybe the draft is coming soon. Maybe she can get drafted over to the other brand, and then not have to worry about that. She can go after the women's US title, I guess. Or if they want to push her to the main event, go ahead. Both champions need new challengers, so we'll see.
Well, the women's world title match. It was great. All three are just fantastic. By the way, I like how Naomi's dad played her to the ring. That was
awesome.
I like how Corey Grace I think she's just gonna stay up at the stage the whole match. I like the heel thing where Maria hit the riptide and Naomi's like, "Nope, rolling you up." The TLC match was a car crash in a good way. The MVP was Candice LeRae. That fucking bump for the ladder.
Ooh, insane.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
PWG LeRae coming back out.
Right.
The fact that Axiom Angel Dawkins Page fly to the floor for 2 tables, that was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But it was great. I like the spot battle where each of them were in the corner, and they're like, "All right, you're going for a table." Dexter was like, "All right, I'm just gonna put my ass on Montez Ford's chest," and then Phoenix is like, "All right, I'm gonna do a frog splash."
Yeah.
But people were booing the wide 6. I'm like, "Oh, I guess they're heels now." The no DQ, no KO match. It did go a little too long for me. It should have been cut 10 minutes personally. I just felt like a lot. Blood for Carol got zip tied. Literally came out and it was like, oh crap. Let's go back.
I noticed that. It wasn't just me because I saw her fall on the ground. I'm like, oh, it snapped, and all of this, like her arms like that, and then and I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Did I miss that? Like I had to like I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not crazy.
I thought that zip tie spot went on way too long, personally.
Yeah.
Wait, I was like, because like one minute she's like this, and the next minute she's around the ring post, breaking .09 stuff. It's like, all right, can we just move on from this fucking spot, please? Yeah. The Nightwing on the floor was crazy. I'll be honest, Bailey didn't need to get involved in this match one bit.
No.
She could have, and then she was a dumbass and fucked over Valkyria.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead, Sam.
Yeah, that's what I had, John. Was there anything you want to add about those? I'm trying to like quickly skim through some of these because I got things to say about the steel cage.
Yeah, not really. I think the big spot of night one, I think, was that frog splash on Jelly Roll, and then the big one for night 2 was definitely Candy going through that ladder. Old Candy LaRue. I was like, she's dead. I said when she went through that tape. I mean, that ladder.
Like, you're good. Okay.
Like 8 refs running to her. Like, yeah, she's dead.
And then Gargano's like, oh, you're good. Okay. To the towels. I'm like, no! You're on the couch, brother.
That's it.
All right, so we're going to say about the U.S. title match.
All right. So the steel cage match, I think we were kind of shocked. We were expecting Jacob Fatu to win this. I almost disliked this match the most from night 2 for the same fucking reason I think Scott dislikes this match.
Uh-oh. What's the reason?
The goddamn escape the cage, walking through the door, or in Solo's case, falling out through the door.
When the fuck did that become okay? I must have. Was I watching wrestling at this point? Because when I was younger, it was like, oh, you have to climb out, or you have to bust your way through. And I remember because I know John and I have talked about this a million times because I wanted to go to this and I did not go to this, and I know John went to this. Was the steel cage match in Providence between JBL and Eddie Guerrero. And the big thing with that is you had to get the fuck out of that cage. You had to climb out of it. You were not let out of it. It was like Hell in a Cell. They locked the damn thing. So when the fuck did this change to, oh, we're just going to let it open? Haha.
They always done that.
Well,
it's been around, like Ethan's right. It's been around forever, but most people don't take advantage of it. They try to climb, or they pin or submit their person in the ring. But there's been a few finishes going out the door that have actually been pretty good.
The Kofi one.
But the majority of them are trash. And this one was on that level of.
Well-
I did not
well-
like it.
You'd think too, because when Jesse Ventura was doing commentary on the Saturday night's main event before the most recent one, he was up. I don't know if they just didn't let him know ahead of time, but he was appalled when they walked out of the cage.
Oh yeah,
when that
when
match.
Damian Priest walked out, yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, why don't they just have his limo driver bring him to? And I totally agree with Jesse Ventura there. And you'd think, and they took him off commentary for the next one, probably for that reason, because he called bullshit on this, which rightfully it is.
Rightfully so.
But you'd think they would not do that after that. Pretty much, Jesse Ventura just embarrassed the spot on live television.
Yeah.
See, the whole. Oh, sorry, John. Go ahead, buddy.
Oh no, that's all I got. That's the
Okay.
point I made. I don't like it either.
What the fuck was this? Oh, the whole point of the cage is, yeah, we know it's wrestling. Yeah, right's gonna get involved. The heels are gonna get involved. I thought the MFT got involved way too much for my liking.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just honestly, I'll say this is my least favorite match on Sunday was this match. I like Fun too, but this feud needs to fucking die. By the way, this needs to end. I hope this is the end. My God.
But like the same thing is like the Bailey and Lyra thing. Like hopefully there's a draft and Jacob can move over to the other brand and then you don't have to worry about it and everybody can be separated.
I like how they put the handcuffs on Fatu and Fatu's like, nope.
I know, he just like tears it right out. I'm like, okay.
And then the door thing you're talking about, Scott, the one I like the best was Kofi's suicide dying right through the door.
That was a good one. There was another one with I don't remember who his opponent was, but Dolph Ziggler was in it too. I don't remember, but that had a very unique door finish that I liked. But most of them are awful.
Or
like,
I
agree
liked
with what John said. I hated the Damian and Drew match.
Me too. I hate that one.
One cage spot I liked that was kind of not really like that. He didn't go. It was Bobby Lashley, and he didn't go. He didn't go through the door, but he jumps through the actual cage itself.
Oh, yeah.
And he landed on Umaga. Yeah, like that spot was cool.
Yeah.
JBL when that barbed wire cage where Big Show chokeslammed him, and Big Show thought he won, and then JBL was actually when he went through the ring, he's like, "Oh,
that's right, he crawled out the other side." Did you?
Yeah. I like that one, but I don't know. This was my least favorite match on Sunday. Like MFT got involved too much. The best part of the match was after when Fatu did the moonsault.
Right from the top of the cage. Yeah.
Really? After the match? Why? The air content right quick. I love AJ coming out with Eddie Guerrero's gear and the Flow Rider when it's on Avery. I thought that was great.
Yep.
Paying tribute, like the reason I call it because it was the Eddie Guerrero tribute show match. I mean, like also the SummerSlam or the WrestleMania 20 finish, the boot coming off.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
That was great.
Dominic with the pretend chair shot, and then AJ one up them with the leg shake and everything. That's great.
And the ref's like, "What?" But this was great. This was way better than these two guys. I think they get a rematch of Clash in Paris.
I like this feud. It feels natural and it's a lot of fun to watch. Like I know AJ's obviously on the the twilight of his career, but just the little things that he's able to do to just get a pop from the crowd is just great. And I love that he's still able to do it.
What will he be next? I know he was a janitor?
Yeah, he was a janitor at one point. He was a
valet.
Yeah, it was a valet. He was a doctor at ringside. Yeah, anything to get it to get a Dominic. It was great.
He can run the hot dog stand or something.
Right? Yeah, be a vendor exactly.
Praying in the corner. It was the week before he got cleared, and you just look over. You see AJ going, "Please,
yeah, praying,
please." or the first week where Dominic had the cake, and he's like, "Who brought the cake?" You just turn the camera pans. You see AJ going, "I see you."
So good.
But the match was great. I mean, those two have, like I said, never had bad matches. So if they go to Paris, that'd be really great.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. AJ and Dominic, I thought that was, like you said, fun callback. 20 years. I didn't realize that was 20 years ago at SummerSlam.
Yeah,
it was Dominic.
Yep.
Custody of Dominic Mysterio match happened.
Yep.
It's Dominic's anniversary match too.
call-
I love how he's like, "Oh, it's my 20th year anniversary." I'm like, "Listen, kid, literally."
Yeah, I thought that was fun. Man, it made me miss Eddie though, that match.
Yeah.
Eddie was so
Yeah, he's probably the wrestler I miss the most, probably.
Mhm.
Him and Bray and Jay Briscoe were my 3.
Yeah.
Oh, him,
Ray
yeah.
during his peak was
Yeah.
Yep.
So, main event. I didn't realize this went this long. You know, the Cody taking on defeating John Cena. Actually, this is one that Scott and I got wrong. We were expecting, I think, Cena to retain, and obviously he did not.
Yep.
Yeah.
37 minutes, 45 seconds. You know, I thought this, I don't know if I said this online. I don't know if I said this to you guys. I thought this was better than their WrestleMania match.
Yep.
I mean, the WrestleMania match was fine, but the 7-minute entrance by Travis Scott really kind of
Yeah,
It's
they're really trying to undo that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's great to see. You know, I love how all the little pot shots from multiple people. It's been kind of funny.
Wade Barrett.
Yeah.
I will say this didn't really need to go 37 minutes. Could have kind of.
Having like 15 finishers was a little excessive. I think I said that to Sam when we were watching it. I'm like, God, we don't need like everybody hitting their super moves. Like
That's one thing that bugged me was that the middle rope AA. I was like, oh, that's it. And then he kicked out. I'm like, really?
Yep.
You had to kick out of that. That's the one you kick out of.
Yep. And then that trifecta crossroads and Cena kicks out. And it's just like, all right, we've jumped the shark here. Come on.
Kick out of everything.
Yeah. Excuse me.
It's summer WrestleMania. We got to go out big.
Yeah.
I mean, the 2-night definitely delivered. I was a little worried how it would come across, but I thought they did a good job. I think for like the whole weekend, I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I go with that.
Ethan's like, I guess I can give it that.
Yeah.
The Brock Lesnar return. I mean, we won't get too much into that. I thought that was shocking. Like out of anything that could have happened, because it was like something big was going to happen at Mania, and fucking Travis Scott comes out and like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Granted, I like Scott's theory where it was like, you will get nothing and you will like it. So in my thought, going off of Scott's logic, that worked.
Yep.
But man, Lesnar coming back again, especially with the lawsuit still going on.
And the fact that he's targeted Cena the last 4 times, 3 or 4 times he's returned is quite hysterical. I saw that afterwards. It's just like he's just got a vendetta against John Cena.
2012, 21, and then now this is the 3rd. I'm like, oh, poor Cena.
Yeah.
We're hitting the greatest hits from Cena, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, did you guys find it interesting that there's no more of these press conferences either? Because people think it's linked to Brock Lesnar coming back.
That's the majority of the stuff that I've seen, is that the reason why they didn't have it this time is because of that. Because we all know there would be 1,000 questions from people about it, and nobody wants to talk about it right now because, it is what it is. I don't know if they're going to come back. I'm actually a little disappointed if they don't, because I've always wanted to be in there just to see how, I don't know. I've always liked those types of things. So if they do the post shows like they're doing, it's fine, but it's disappointing where they're not going to let, fans or people who are aspiring to be, wrestling journalists, to ask questions. But to be fair, a lot of the questions that some of the people have been asking were pretty shit. So it is, it is what it is. But I still enjoy what's going on. So.
Well, it sounds like, going off of this, if we are set our piece with this card, because I thought this was not one to really complain about. Thought it was pretty tasty, in my opinion. This is going to be the end. So we were just talking about this earlier this week, last week. It was announced that we will be getting more 2-night PLEs. Rumble, Survivor Series have been discussed.
Same thing with Money in the Bank.
Sorry, what?
Says the same thing with Money in the Bank as well.
Yeah, Money in the Bank. Is that not in the title? Yeah. Well, this is from What Culture, Yahoo Sports via WrestleZone, and reporting WWE plans to book two nights. Obviously, Survivor Series 26, and I believe that plans are being put into place that both Survivor Series 26 and Royal Rumble 27 will be multi-night affairs. However, Baydala, hope I pronounced that right, reports that even Money in the Bank is in the mix for a shakeup next year.
Yep.
Currently, WWE are glowing after SummerSlam, etc. Yeah. I think we've had this talk before, but I'm not against it with the big five.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Like, we don't need a 2-night fast lane. Like, we just
Jesus Christ.
Stick with the big five. If you can find a way to make it work, I think it'll do fine. They're also talking about always starting it earlier. So that 6 p.m. start time was fantastic.
I'm all in favor of that.
Right?
Yeah. I know
both nights. The show was over before 9:30. Well, actually,
it
was a little bit later, but it was still within. It was before 10 p.m.
I know Saturday they had to do it early because there's a UFC show, so they didn't want to go over that. Sunday, I think Sunday people have work, so they're like, all right, and they didn't want to
need a 40 minutes. So yeah, clearly
they did not need a 35. They didn't need WrestleMania 35 incident all over again with Transit. But yeah, Survivor Series, I personally don't think they should do 2 nights for that one. Everything else, I'm okay with. Like the Rumble, we all know that's going to happen in the future. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
The only pushback on Survivor Series is, if they continue with the War Games moniker, which I think is a good shakeup and a good change for Survivor Series, because it was just Survivor Series was, and it's funny, I just had this conversation with Scott, I think, where there should be a tag team centric pay-per-view, which this is what this was. This was like the multi-man tag team pay-per-view, and half the time I'm like, all right, cool. But at some point you want to have a women's War Games match. So, kind of like with the Rumble, I wouldn't be surprised if they decide to do it. That's where it would work, Ethan.
Yeah, if they want to do the whole separation thing, have the men do one night, the women do the other night. If you want to have if they don't want to bring back Evolution, you could have a full night of women's wrestling for the Rumble, full night of women's wrestling for Survivor Series, stuff like that. You have the women fight each other from the brands, even throw in NXT if you wanted to spice things up. I loved personally when they did the 3 branded Survivor Series before COVID. I thought that was fantastic. I loved it. It was a great showing for NXT, especially for Keith Lee, and it still irks me to this day what has happened to him in wrestling. And I know he has health things that he's dealing with, but that right there should have been the moment where you strap the rockets to that man's back and off he goes. But if they can do it correctly, I think even throw Evolve in there if you wanted to. Why not? Have a 4th brand in there. Find ways to do stuff. I think there's definitely possibilities for it.
Yeah. I think as long as you do this and then you don't go back to 2017 and 2019 were like dark years. And 2017 was dark because we had 2 pay-per-views a month. So if they can continue to space them out accordingly, especially if they're going to start doing 2 nights.
Yeah.
Cool.
Do you notice that each pay-per-view the last few months has been almost 3 weeks apart from each other? It's almost 3 weeks or so we were getting pay-per-views.
The summer's been
there's no breaks.
Yeah, the summer's been very full. For everybody, not even just WWE, everybody seems to have pay-per-views close to one another.
No breaks.
Yeah, pretty much. No, yeah, literally fought 2 hits and on the head. No gas, no breaks. All gas, no breaks.
Well, you know what? It's funny because this whole conversation is flowing way better than I thought it was going to be. Because going off of this, going off of the PLEs and the future of it, I think this story is extremely pressing, and we definitely need to talk about it because supposedly the couple of TikToks I posted had wrong information, and there were people like, well, no, there's not wrong information. And I've also clarified that there's a lot of information I'm not familiar with. So this week it was announced that WWE pay-per-views will be heading to ESPN via their new streaming service, which actually launches this coming month. $1.6 billion for 5 years.
Yep.
So for starters, I believe the service is going to cost $30 a month.
Correct.
It's going to include the pay-per-views. It went further on to say, come on, get the hell out of here. I was just opening all these articles while we were trying to talk about this. It goes further on to say that people with certain cable packages that have ESPN are not going to have to pay for it. But there's mix in that.
Scott, yes.
Yep. I've been on the cable train since the beginning. I knew that all the streaming services would eventually cost more than cable. So I just stayed. And now, instead of having to pay $10 a month for Peacock, which I guess they're raising their prices, so I'm going to get
going up too, yeah.
I want to get jabbed for a few months, and then I won't have to pay a dime extra for this new ESPN thing.
And apparently, they announced that Hulu will be going away by next year. So I think the jokes are already starting. Hey, how about we merge all these streaming services into one thing and call it cable?
Oh, wait, John's not wrong though. I mean, that's what's probably going to happen.
Yeah. So yeah, this brings back for me the famous like Thanos quote from Endgame, talking about, you know, you couldn't deal with your own failures. So where does that bring you? Back to me.
So one of the things it comes to, so it says previously, come on, damn pop-ups.
Come on.
Previously, Disney stated that those who subscribe to ESPN through traditional cable and satellite package would have to access to the direct-to-customer service at no additional cost. Yet ESPN has made no mention of those details when announcing this agreement with WWE. Still, sources say subscribers of the following providers will receive access to WWE PLEs at no extra cost: DirecTV, Hulu Live, Charter, Fubo TV, and Fios. What does that mean for YouTube TV, Dish Network, and Comcast? Now they have to pay full price for streaming content. To add to all of this, from my understanding, SmackDown, what is it? It's going to be on USA till 29 or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then there are certain things I think that are still going to be on Peacock as of right now.
I think some of the library, I think, is staying on Peacock for now. Yeah, it's a mess for the US when it comes to these things. Like Netflix, I wish they would have just swooped in and grabbed everything. That way, everything's on one channel. You don't one thing. You don't have to worry about it anymore.
Especially too worldwide. You know, outside of the US, everything is on Netflix.
Correct.
Right now for WWE, which makes it's a head scratcher.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk for everybody here, but okay, I just had this happen at my job. All right. I know the network was what, $15 just before it got closed in the States, something like that.
Yeah, because it started as because the whole thing with the whole $9.99 at the beginning, but yeah, it did go up before they closed it.
Yeah. So now ESPN wants to do it for $30, and they're going to have content for not just obviously WWE. I'm seeing something that has to do Red Zone. I'm seeing a bunch of other things. I know. At least John and I, probably Scott too. We're hoping the UFL gets somehow involved in this because that'd be nice.
Cool.
Anywho, I just had this happen at my company, and we were, charging a product that was free. Essentially, my product was being charged for free. They kept writing it off as, "Oh no, this is an add-on," and they didn't really track it. Said we weren't bringing any money, so I can see how it's going to go up and and again, it's ESPN's choice, but. People are already saying they're not going to buy it.
Right.
Cool. But they got guaranteed $1.6 billion.
Yeah.
They're getting that. That's not going anywhere. Unless something changes, unless the viewership drops that much, I don't see it happening. Like, they got the money. The money's guaranteed. The next 5 years, it doesn't matter. Nobody can watch the damn thing. And they're fine. From a business perspective, I get it. They're probably, they're getting a larger cut. It does suck though, as a consumer.
To pay more for anything, especially nowadays when everything costs more money.
Yeah, I think the people in Stanford right now, it's a Hakuna Matata right now for them right now. I think they don't got anything to worry about, especially with a deal like this. Jeez.
Well, I don't have to worry about it because I got everything on Netflix.
That's true.
ESPN's going. I think it's just for everybody in the states for it. So
Yeah.
I almost said something because did you ever you watch South Park, right, Ethan?
oh yeah, I
Okay.
see it.
Ever see the
Yeah.
episode with the streaming wars? And
Yes.
I think Cartman had it's like Canadian Plus, and it's only Terrence and Phillips and the Queef sisters. Like the only two things, but he's like, no, I got everything. We're good up here. It's just wild because you had your library so centralized
Mm-hmm.
that now it's all over the place, and now they're also making obviously changes to certain things,
Right.
Because this is not whatever you want to call it correct anymore. You know, I remember when Ethan and we watched WrestleMania 6 with Tino, and I was waiting for arguably one of the funniest, yet definitely out of date matches. It was
I don't.
Brown taking on
Roddy Piper.
and he's like, the only way you can take on a black man is if you're half black. You know, if you go black yourself and he has half his body painted black, they removed it. Sure, off color. But I know they're talking about doing stuff with the Attitude Era like that, where they want to scrub certain things, and you're like,
Please don't.
why? Do not Star Wars the WWE.
Well,
Oh, no.
especially I don't think they can do that, especially in the attitude. Well, the Attitude Era is because how much? What are they going to cut everything out with Vince McMahon?
And Chris Benoit and Brock
Yeah,
Lesnar.
yeah, it's like he's everywhere.
Yep.
In that, like Chris Benoit, I mean, it's maybe a little not easier, but I think Vince McMahon, he was all over everything.
Yeah.
Pretty much at that time. So I feel like that if that were to be done, that would take a very long time.
Yeah.
Well, I remember that Mania thing, like that watch on with Tino, because I was watching it and Sam's like, we don't have, and him and Tino were both like, we don't have that match. And then we rewind because they thought they missed it. Nope. I was like, oh, I guess I'm the only one.
Let's cut it out.
No.
Yeah, so I would be weary, and I know we talk about the TNA acquisition. I mean, let's look at the potential TNA acquisition. Let's talk about AAA. I mean, they have how long has AAA been around for?
Way too fucking long.
No, it's not like CMLL. CMLL is what, the oldest company on the planet?
They'd be 92 in September.
Yeah. Oh, 1992? That's when.
I was about to say, you were talking about the American Automobile Association, Sam.
Yeah.
Well played,
Yeah,
John.
no.
Well played.
Yeah, 1992. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't realize it was that new. All right. Regardless, I mean, that's 33 years of tape library. Where you gonna put that? You gonna keep hopping it around back and forth? It doesn't matter that you're getting the money. Like, what? You shouldn't have to figure out why people are gonna be downloading this shit to build a server. So if they want to, they don't have to keep hopping back and forth.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I am, just like Scott is with cable. You guys know me. I am the king of physical media.
Yep.
I love my physical media, especially right now with everything going to, it's going to be on the cloud. No, I want access to it.
Yep.
You know, I have, all my Nintendo 64 games. I'm looking at them right now. I have my music. Am I going to have to do this with wrestling? Am I have to go back and buy that box set from WrestleMania 20? From all the wrestling, like, I don't know. And I would be weary if I was TNA and Anthem being like, oh, we should just sell. What are you going to do? You going to get rid of TNA Plus?
They might if they well, Carlson, I'm glad you so brought this TNA. I'm going to talk about this for a second. He wants $10 million to sell it to media because up in Canada, we have Sports at 3. That's like the biggest sports channel here in Canada, And then I know he's got TNA Plus and Access. So let's be honest, how many people really have Access TV? Like, he's trying to get on CW, and there's another channel they were talking TNA about. I'm like, oh great, CW.
Well, I mean that works. That works for us because in the US, NXT's on CW.
Yes,
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
So it would be, I would have no problem with that. I think that'd be great. You get them on a lot more TVs.
Yeah, see, and the good thing about going to CW is, and I don't know how it is up there in Canada, but down here, that's not even cable. That's like basic television.
Yeah.
You can buy
basic here too.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you can buy an antenna, and tomorrow, TNA can be in more houses than Raw.
That's true. Oh, also
yeah.
The AAA thing, Sam. Apparently, Nick Conte, he's trying to get AAA to be on ESPN.
That'd be very interesting.
They are doing Triple Mania on YouTube, under his YouTube channel, by the way. So
I am very excited to actually watch that. So that should be fun.
I'm gonna. I really liked the. What the hell? What was the show before that that we watched?
What was the Worlds Collide?
Yes.
That really thought that show was great. It was like very fresh. It was like WWE, but it wasn't. I've also heard rumors that they want to turn AAA into like a developmental territory.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Please
Which
don't.
is like, why? This is why New Japan will, this. If anything, it's gonna be Noah. I don't know how Noah feels about selling to.
Oh, Great Muta will let them in a heartbeat.
Yeah, but Tanahashi and Bushiroad, they're not letting them touch the legacy, and I think I would argue All Japan's probably the same way.
All Japan might.
Yeah, I don't know. If I had a promotion that was a decent size, I'm not talking about like an indie promotion. I'm talking about like the whatever you want to call that, major leagues or whatnot. I would not, after seeing what they did to Europe, I would be holding my ground. I would be wary. Different monkey, different circus, sure, but yeah, I don't know. But anyways, I know a lot of people, they are like, I'm not paying $30, or you got Scott and like cable supremacy. I
didn't say that. This lucked out for me, so I'm gonna take the win when I can.
What are the chances, if we have to go this route, of doing this on Discord?
You mean for like the shows themselves, or
if we want to start doing streaming? And I know this is like a logistical thing that we probably should talk off air. But what were the chances if we had to do this on Discord at some point?
I mean, it depends.
Because we're not streaming.
Right. I don't know. There's rules and shit that we have to look into, and so maybe this is definitely a better conversation for not on the podcast.
Yeah, it can be done.
We have the power. We have the technology. Wild. We're going to be keeping an eye on this, obviously, because I think that all starts next year. And so, guys, before we hop off, was there anything else that I may have missed?
Jake Hager retires.
That's true.
Did see that.
Wait,
today.
really?
Yep.
Yeah. He was on Rams podcast.
In Florida.
Yeah, now he's on trucking company in Florida.
In Tampa.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh shit, he's in Tampa.
There you go.
Look, I've seen. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say one of the things he talked about was during a contract dispute with AEW, he quit because he felt disrespected. So he's like, all right, fuck it.
All right. My advice to you guys from some news this past week: don't drive down the Merritt Parkway in Connecticut. You never know what could happen.
Oh no.
Move out of my way, Bruce. I'm coming.
Jeez.
Yep. Up. Yeah. So, guys, before you get off the show. Not getting off.
I wasn't. Oh.
Hey.
Well, 3D, brother.
Hey,
Ethan, why don't you tell everyone they can find you at?
You can follow me
You broke
at
Ethan. Congratulations.
Twitter is wrestling_fan_9. I can't look at saying it right now because I'm gonna start laughing. You can follow me on boxing.net, Turnbuckle Times1, and pwma.com, where I review everything under the sun, no pun intended. And keep it on the Japan Twitter for the Japan stuff. So,
And to add to that, yes, G1 is wrapping up, guys. We got the finals coming up. It's been an interesting tournament, and we will have an episode once it has been completed after the 17th. Hey, John, why don't you tell people where they can find you at?
They will find me here in my home because I got to decide if I want to go back to old old Twitter.
Oh, okay. Glad you clarified that because
Me too. I was like, wait a minute.
very personally on here.
Wait, what?
When you said old X, we were like, wait a minute.
No, Twitter. Well, formerly known as Twitter.
I also heard you doing you're trying to do some reviews of like cinematic proportions.
Yes, so that's in the early stages, but I think maybe once that gets bigger, we'll see.
Yeah, well, I'll make sure once you start sharing it, we will definitely share it. Scott, where can people find you at?
You can find me pretty much everywhere as Scotty J Stream. The summer's been very busy, so unfortunately I still haven't been able to clamp down my next interview, but I'm hoping in the fall. So keep an eye out for another episode of Catching a View from Above the Ring.
the season premiere.
Yeah.
All right, and you guys can find me as the SOB official on X. We're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, guys. As I talk about this, and who knows, by the time this drops, we might be at 500. But as I look at this right now, and as we wrap up, we are currently at 493, guys. 7 more to go. Let's get us there. We're on all streaming platforms. If there's one you cannot find us on, let us know, and we will put ourselves on there. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, leave a review. Tell people why Above the Ring and Bedlam Media is the podcast of your choosing and why they should listen to us as well. Guys, thank you so much for listening. We are out of time. This has been our SummerSlam podcast. And as always, do not forget to join the Bedlam.
Thanks, guys.